What's up, YouTube? Today we're going to take a look at Eviction Notice by the artist Wax. Yeah, Wax is one of my favorite rappers, I think, in general. And he's not as well known as obviously a lot of other rappers. I mean, he does kind of fit into that category of white rappers, not trying to pigeonhole artists into like what skin color they are. But if you go on Spotify, you'll actually find that if you play one rapper who happens to be white, the rest of your playlist, the rest of your Spotify algorithms will, for some reason, also be white rappers. It's yeah, a little interesting there, but in his case, he's one that, he's a rapper that I'm glad I actually discovered through those algorithms. So we're going to take a look at Eviction Notice, and I think one thing that Wax has as a particular strength is that he is gifted at wordplay. I think you kind of... There's a judgment period you go on when you're introduced to a new rapper. Like, you give him a few lines, you're like, oh, I'm wondering how his flow is, and when you get into this album, the first few lines, you're like, okay, and then once you kind of get into it, you just realize how consistent he is at writing very good lines. Off of the album, in general, he talks about a lot of things. He talks about his struggles with alcoholism, he talks about his relationships, and he talks about, he talks about probably being broke, other vices of his, and yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed the entire thing. I will say the track that probably stood out to me the most, and I'm probably a little bit biased here, but it was Coins, and he samples Luigi's Mansion off of that track, which I really enjoy. But I think there's so many quotables from the song. It starts off pretty strong. It starts out, eat a dick, or at least eat a pita chip after I skied on it, you piece of shit. Very straightforward. I mean, and as if you break it down just into like sheer content, like okay, he's swearing, making some juvenile jokes, but the way it's the rhyme scheme and the way it's melded together, I think, is really creative. And that whole song is full of quotables, and I think the entire album is full of... The thing I love about Wax is, like, everything he says is really... I want to say it's distinct in the audible sense, to where, I can really hear what he's saying. I can really hear him, well, enunciating everything, not to be overly, like, PC, but, like, I can hear him over the mix. I can hear him saying his words with passion. And that's one thing I really like about Wax as the artist. So this album is a solid album. I'll give this album an 8.5 out of 10. That might be because I'm biased towards the genre. Hip-hop genre I'm kind of biased towards, but I'll give it an 8.5 out of 10. If you like, I believe his latest album is called The Cookout, or something very similar, but I listened to that as well. And also an excellent album. If you're into hip-hop, yeah, check out Wax. Yeah, he's up in that line. I think, I can't. There's so many rappers out there, I can't remember them all. But there's a lot of great ones out there. And, I wouldn't say he's necessarily too comparable to... Fuck, I'm just drawing blanks today. That's the end of this video, because my mind is elsewhere. Well, my mind is on music, but when I'm trying to bring up other artists, yeah, it kind of betrays me. Alright, so that's all I got, guys. Peace.